So I watched 13 Reasons Why Season 1 during all the hype and suicide rates increase. No, wait. So I watched 13 Reasons... Oh my god, no. Oh, this sounds so bad. I can't even bring myself to say it. So I, like every middle schooler on the planet, watched 13 Reasons Why Season 1 during all the hype and with the suicide rates increasing and breaking numbers. And I gotta say, looking back on it, it wasn't that bad. I mean, some of the dialogue is shitty.
Trade secret. If they're cute, only put butter on the top, so they have to come back out for more during the movie.
As are the other seasons.
Whoa. Nice gun.
What do you mean I'm primed to explode?
Oh, shit, I meant no offense, I just meant... Well, I look at you and I see a badass.
That was you, right? You won that photo contest with that night vision picture of the dog pissing last year? Punk rock, dude.
It's not a masterpiece or anything like that, god no. But they executed themes pretty well with the strong performances of the actors and the source material they had from it. And then they released a season 2, and a season 3, and a season 4. What the fuck? Compared to season 1, seasons 2, 3, 4 combined are the most dog shit you'll ever see from a high school TV show similar to this. Why? Simple. They made every episode as dramatic as possible.
Leave me alone! Just leave me the fuck alone!
Even to the point where the main cast could have gone out of the shitholes they keep digging themselves into if they had taken the moral approach and maybe like called the cops or some shit. But no, the characters made too many stupid decisions that made the show feel flat and boring.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa!
That's too damn bad! You keep digging!
Which, if I'm gonna be honest, I was ready to slip my wrist like Hannah Baker halfway through season 4. Cause it's so boring. Alright, some of you probably don't even know what I'm talking about, so I'll go straight to the beginning. Season 1 of 13 Reasons Why premiered on Netflix on March 31st, 2017. And was given widespread oh my god, I can't say. It was given widespread controversy and acclaim to its story, acting, how it dealt with serious subject matter, and many other things that no one cares about. It follows the story of Clay Jensen, played by Dylan Minnette. Minnette? How do you say that? Okay.
Dylan Minnette.
As a shy and introverted high school student, like most guys at this point, who receives a box of tapes that belonged to a girl he knew called Hannah Baker. She killed herself. So that's cool. The tapes are numbered from 1 to 12, and each one has Hannah basically blaming someone else for her suicide.
Fuck off! To people who are pro-life! I fucking hate you!
Throughout the season, we get introduced to characters such as Jessica Davis, who by the end of the show, I wanted to be shot. Alex Standall, who I'm not even sure why he was in the show altogether. Justin Foley, who I kept forgetting about throughout the entire show. Zach, who is one of the only decent people in the entire show. Oh my god, this hurts. Bryce, who had a good villain arc by being the town rapist. But had a terrible role in season 3. Tyler, who I personally thought was treated too harshly by the other characters. Tony, who was just there sometimes. I forgot he was supposed to be important until he wasn't. And before we get to seasons 2, 3, 4, let's go through each of the 13 reasons on why she commit death. And why she commit death like this.
So you see, that's where the trouble began. That smile. That damn smile.
She's a new girl. She got in a relationship already with one football varsity guys. Like in every show, they're usually douchebags, and there's no exception here. A photo then spreads around of Hannah looking as if she was possessed by 17 demons at the same time.
Fetch me their soul!
And it was Justin who took it, but it was Bryce who sent it. So I guess the lesson is learned. Don't go out with varsity guys unless you take time to know them and see if they're actually good people or not. So yeah, I think it's on Hannah Baker. Never go with the varsity boys. Never. Reason number 2. Jessica, Alex, and Hannah brought together by the guidance counselor to hang out. But yeah, they hung out at the same cafe and buy the same stuff and talk and blah blah blah. But disaster struck. Alex and Jessica begin dating.
Thanks.
Put it away. What good is having a designated best friend who works at the movies if you can't get in for free? $10, please.
And then she's like, I miss my friends!
I miss my friends who I clearly hate.
Don't be such an asshole!
But yeah, eventually they fight and stop hanging out, so I don't know whose fault it is. Probably Hannah's again for that. They're supposed to be sophomores here, by the way. They're supposed to be sophomores. What the hell? Reason number 3. I forgot and I'm too lazy to look through the episode. She kisses a girl while drunk and gets voted best ass. Okay, anyways. Reason number 4. She gets a stalker called Tyler and instead of calling the police, commits suicide and then just tells it on the tapes. Then people listening to it are forced to throw a rock through his window, which, if I'm going to be honest, he wasn't that much of a bad person throughout all this. I mean, yes, what he did was fucking gross as well, but he was just confused about everything. And then the protagonist Clay being frustrated by what Tyler did, which again was just taking pictures and being unlucky and on how things were sent. Here's something I forgot to mention. Supposedly, Hannah got the photos back from Tyler, and Tyler, with his only chance on redemption, asked Hannah if she wants to hang out with him sometime. Like, I know that no normal person would say yes in this situation, but at least give a reasonable answer, justify why you don't want to hang out. Guess what she did? And then the photos get sent anyways. Good job, Tyler. Good job. Good job. He then takes a picture of Tyler's buck naked dick ass around the entire school instead of throwing a rock through his window, which, I mean, come on, this is practically harassment. This is probably even worse than stalking, if I'm gonna be honest. Reason number 5. She gets called gay because a photo that Tyler took of them got online, which I'm wondering how they got that. And also Clay gets told by this random guy who I forgot about to dance with Hannah, which they do, until Monty, played by an actor in his fucking 30s, laughs at Hannah for being gay. Oh yeah, and Clay drives a gay girl Hannah kissed to her grave and basically blamed her for being a fucking bitch about everything, which, I mean, dude, shut the fuck up.
It's not the kind of thing you do if you're not ready, Clay.
Reason number 6. Guys are looking at their cancer patient of a friend with only 3 months to live committing a felony and get pissed off when Hannah defends herself. Boys and girls, never let either side do this on your first date. Don't let them sit next to you on your first date. Let them sit directly in front of you. Never let them sit next to you. What the fuck is wrong with you? Do you think that after Justin, she set a boundary? But no, she doesn't. So, reason number 7. I think it's on Zach, but I forgot. Basically, being one of the only decent people in the show, like I mentioned before, he didn't go with his boys after they pretty much slut shame Hannah. He just sits on the opposite side of Hannah and tries to talk to her. I don't know if he had a crush on her or not. Either way, he's a simp. He tries talking to her again in school, where Hannah basically gives him the big old fuck you to him in front of everyone, even though he passes every check on the good boyfriend list. Then in their communications class, the teacher included this system where every student has to put in cute or funny messages to other classmates, and all of Hannah's goes missing because of Zach. Which, if I'm going to be honest, there is no way in hell they're writing cute and funny messages. There's no fucking way. It's high school. It's not fucking daycare. Teenagers are not this nice. I don't think Hannah should care for it this much, but she does. And then she writes him a note and puts it in her bag, saying that life is difficult, and she explains some experiences she's had with other guys, so she hopes he'll leave her alone. But he reads it, and then crumples it up and throws it on the ground.
Why me, Zach? Why me?
I found this to be one of the weakest reasons. I mean, yeah, little things matter, but I'll mention season 2 why I fucking hated that Hannah put Zach on the tapes. But yeah, back to season 1. And later in the episode, he has the paper, which, how? Why do you have it? When did you get it? I don't know, this part still leaves me confused. Okay, yeah, reason 8. He writes a poem about underwear and being naked. I don't know, she joined a poetry club at the library for some reason and met a guy who did poetry as well. The guy posted her poem in the school newspaper somehow. Like, isn't this shit supposed to be reviewed by people who know the crap is appropriate and not appropriate? And then the teacher reads it in front of the entire class. Like, what the fuck is this school? Hannah stops being his friend, cries about being depressed again, rinse and repeat. Reason number 9. Only time where one person's mentioned twice. And here, I don't even think it's his fault. Basically, there's an average high school party you'd see in every high school show and movie at Jessica's house. And there, Bryce raped Justin's girlfriend at the time, who also had to meet Jessica, because Alex wasn't good for her. I mean, he has comfort hair, so you tell me. But yeah, basically Hannah is stuck in a closet because of a previous event that is later revealed, but for now, we just see what happens later in the same room. Basically, Justin and Jessica go in there to have tongue sex, drunk, and Bryce comes in, shoves Justin the fuck out, locks the door, and proceeds to do the deed. Again, look at Justin, look at Bryce. We know who the clear winner is here. Now, you could have told someone about it. You could argue that, but the thing is, he's too fucking drunk for anyone to believe him, so he just sits there and cries. And probably wanks off a couple times to lolly hentai. Reason number 10. Hannah, after seeing what happened there, gets a ride home from someone who I forgot about, since she was there for like a couple episodes. And they crash into a stop sign because I mean, come on, teenagers don't have the smartest intellect. The girl driving decides to leave it alone and drive home, while Hannah decides to actually do something mature and call the police or whoever it is who can fix stop signs. Later we see that because there was no stop sign, we see that Clay's friend, who I didn't care about at all from the beginning, gets killed in a car crash.
Jeff! Oh my god. Jeff, you hear me? Wait!
With the other victim still alive, but seriously wounded, so good job, Hannah? I mean, someone died, so I'd say that's a win in my book. Reason number 11. This is the big episode where it turns out the previous event we saw at the party was Clay and Hannah hooking up. And this is the only time on the tapes where someone is not blamed for suicide, because he's the main protagonist. So why is he in on this? She could have given him a separate tape on the issue, and it could have fixed all the unnecessary mental trauma he's been going through on the tapes. But yeah, back to the hookup. As soon as she started feeling good, she suddenly gets flashbacks of every male encounter she's ever had up to that moment, which I'm thinking, now this PTSD shit is triggered? Which again, I'll mention in season 2. Because of this, Hannah becomes a little bitch and tells Clay to leave and get the fuck out. But on a tape, she said that she wanted him to stay, which, what is he supposed to do there? Even if he stayed, everything else still would have 100% happened. Because these are teens who are god-awful at decision making, and is this flawed to provide enough tension to the story? But I will say this, the acting was top class in that episode. Really gotta give him that. Reason number 12. Hannah argues with her broke parents and goes off alone to Bryce Walker's house. The guy who she literally saw rape her fucking friend and touch her ass in a previous episode that became a shitty meme for a couple days.
Must have been a ghost.
And goes into the hot tub and takes off her clothes. And then Bryce Walker jumps in. Yep. Whatever you're thinking is exactly what happened. It's your fault. You deserve this. You deserve this. How stupid are you? What did you think? That Sim Commander Clay Jensen was gonna save your ass? Fuck no, you deserved it! Okay, so if you watch a series for the first time, you might find that I'm being a little bit too heartless or being a little bit less caring about this situation than I really should. It's mainly because of the second season that I'm feeling this much hate for Hannah. Again, I'll mention in a bit, but trust me, it just gets so retarded. Reason number 13. Nowhere to go to talk about her problems. Because how big of a fucking hole she digged herself. She decides to go to the most reliable guy the school knows. Counselor Porter.
Did he force himself on you?
I think so.
You think so, but you're not sure. Did you tell him to stop?
No.
Did you tell him no?
No.
Maybe you consented and you changed your mind.
No, it's not like that.
Should we involve your parents or the police?
No.
Hannah, make it easy for me to care about you. Please. Basically, the conversation never really got specified or went anywhere because Hannah didn't give the names to the guy who bended her and Jessica over with his cum. And Counselor Porter was asking the wrong questions and giving the wrong answers to her. Oh, and Alex shot himself. So that's the 13 reasons why she committed suicide. Did I care? As little as an 8th grader, but not much now because of the rest of the season. Oh my god! The rest of the seasons! I can finally talk about them now. Something I should tell you about. The first season was based off of the book, 13 Reasons Why. I know, same name, big deal. Written by Jay Asher, published in 2007, 10 years before the release of the first season on Netflix. It basically got the same amount of praise and criticism as the show did, and the rest of the seasons don't have a book or anything to bounce back onto or create a story off of, and without that, the show had no soul. The second season premiered on May 18th, 2018, and I, like everyone else, was like, what the fuck is this bullshit? It focused more on character development than it did on giving a gripping story that could have made the show more important than it turned out to be. This season was all about the trial against Mrs. Baker and the school for, I guess, letting her daughter commit suicide, even though if you were in that situation, you probably wouldn't do much better than what Counselor Porter did. And this season I don't know. It just gets so fucking creepy and weird, and I just don't understand what was the point of it. Bryce got a girl pregnant. They lost the trial because no one came up to confess that Bryce was a fucking rapist. Like, I'm not gonna go through the specifics because you can watch videos on that, and they explain it much better than I do. And it was just a big waste of time and a disappointing end because no one really won, everyone lost. And to spice up everything at the last episode, they thought, hey, what if we had another rape scene? Frank, you goddamn genius, you're getting a promotion. So let's have the bullied kid from last season, Tyler, and have him get raped with a fucking broom. Ladies, you think that writing 12-inch cocks with ease makes you a hoe? Take some notes. Tyler Down has already done it. And let's have another school dance go wrong and have him nearly shoot up the entire school. But wait, we still need the main character to actually be important this season. Let's have him walk up to the shooter and apologize for literally ignoring and cyberbullying him for the past 2 seasons.
And it's a tricky scene because me as Dylan, I'm going, this is a horrible decision.
Nearing towards the end, I was laughing when something traumatic happened. But the rape scene, what the why this graphic? Like, I know this stuff happens in the world, but the build up to this was so poorly executed that no. And the thing I don't understand about the show, it needs graphic events in order to make the story actually interesting to see. Like, it can be good and important if it's executed well, but here it's just a mess. And the worst thing about this season, they made Hannah an unlikable character.
You fucked up people's lives.
I know. I'm sorry.
Are you?
Look for the Gummy Bear album in stores on November 13th.
First, we see her talking to Clay, which, how does that happen? How do you talk to dead people? This should be rare, and yet he's having conversations with her. It is revealed that Zach and Hannah have had sex multiple times, and they ended it on a good note, so there's really no reason on why Zach should be on the tapes. She threatened Marcus. That issue should have been resolved. And something that's mentioned in the first season, Clay notices how Hannah is only telling things in her perspective, meaning that some things she could be lying about. And for me, it just makes her an unreliable narrator, since there are multiple things she could be lying about or shifted in her direction to make it so that things were more serious than they really were. Like with Bryce grabbing her ass, that could have been made up. She claims Zach threw it away, but he still has it, which wouldn't make any sense if he were to go back and pick it up. So do I know if she's telling the truth? No, they completely ruined it. Now it just makes me glad that she killed herself rather than feeling remorseful that she did. So if you guys are getting offended by what I'm saying, I'm sorry, but that's just my perspective. That's how I feel about Hannah Baker. So I just can't trust her. I can't. Maybe she killed herself for attention. I don't know. And not only that, she called 2001: A Space Odyssey a boring movie.
This 2001 thing is supposed to be a masterpiece, so...
God, it's, so boring.
Fuck you, Hannah. Kill yourself. Oh wait, thank God you did. I'll see you in hell. Season 3 of 13 Reasons Why was released on August 23rd, 2019. They start off with a huge plot twist that they kind of spoiled in the trailer. Bryce Walker was murdered. Supposedly this all revolved around the homecoming game that was earlier that night, which took 8 one-hour episodes to get to. And yeah, this show goes from displaying how the world is a fucked up place into displaying how the world is a fucked up place, but with a murder mystery. Ooh. Anyways, instead of getting Tyler some professional help from last season, they decided to take turns watching over him. Like, okay, he has problems, but he's still in high school and so are you guys. What are you being fucking babysitters or something after treating him like shit for so long? And they brought a new character that everyone, including the audience, loved throughout the season. Ani.
Did you ever tell him that you were pregnant?
Why am I not surprised you're here?
Was it about Tyler?
Not here.
Where was he before that? Do you know? Any ideas?
He wasn't killing Bryce.
How do you know?
Because that's not who he is.
Oh, but he's the guy that brings a gun to Bryce's house. The guy you have to talk out of using.
To save you from Bryce, the guy who
you refuse to see as anything but a monster, rather than a human being who's actually trying to change.
Bullshit.
Would you want your entire life to be judged by the worst thing you'd ever done?
He was a rapist.
And you just walk up to people and say shit like that.
It was basically that annoying little sibling that no one wants around, but you have to bring along anyways because of $1 million contract you made with Netflix. And the one thing that's pissed me off this season is that they try to make us feel sad about the town rapist being dead, which Which, putting it that way, makes the situation even more funny than it should be. Basically, this entire season, they display Bryce as a good guy, trying to escape the person he was before, and become a ex-rapist? I don't know, it's fucking stupid, and it doesn't matter either way. Oh yeah, and he and Audie fucked. Don't know what else to say. It feels like this was written by fan fiction writers rather than a real professional team of writers who know what makes a good story that can relate to the audience. The entire season, the police have been trying to blame it on Clay for some reason, because he's the main character once again, and the entire time, they try wasting your time by showing actions that other characters are doing out of context. And when it came for the big plot reveal, my head was just spinning in circles. But first, let's go back to that homecoming game I mentioned earlier. During that game, Bryce gets jealous of Zach for hanging out with his ex-girlfriend who she tells him she got pregnant by and aborted a baby. Jessica and her group of feminists, along with protesting at the school and Bryce's fucking funeral.
Bryce Walker was a rapist. Believe survivor.
Hey, get that sign down.
Bryce Walker should burn in hell.
Shut up.
Justice for Hannah.
Take that sign.
Justice for Jessica.
Shut your mouth.
And rape culture.
Where the hell are the police?
Literally, any other time, I'd be happy. But this is just fucking disrespectful. What? Showed up in their underwear with a bloody handprints that became a TikTok trend and a bigger meme a year later. Jessica gets grabbed by the player on the pitch, and then everyone goes fucking apeshit and starts fighting the other team. And yeah, that was it. After the game, Bryce asks Jessica to go to the pier, which, why to the pier? Bryce tells Jessica to go there because he has a tape for her. But instead, Zach goes over there first and then beats the crap out of him because during the game, he broke his fucking leg. Damn, how the fuck did he drive there? Zach leaves, and then Jessica and Alex show up, and then Bryce goes on this stupid rant about
how the world will never fucking change and stuff. It's a stupid world. It's just a fucked up world.
And then as soon as Alex goes up to help him, he's like, I'm gonna fuck up Zach. I'm gonna ruin his fucking life. I'm gonna ruin his other life. I'm gonna ruin his fucking family. I'm gonna ruin everything about it. And then Alex just says, no. And he pushes him off in the ocean. Yeah, that was basically the season. And with everyone, including them, being like,
whoa, Clay's getting arrested. We gotta find out the real murderer and free Clay.
You just feel betrayed once again by the actions of these characters. These aren't good people you should be relating to. And they go further than that by getting Monty framed for his murder. But oh no, we're supposed to feel bad for Monty. But it's all justified. Because you know why? Plot twist. He was gay all along. And fucked the guy the night Bryce was murdered, so that's cool. His abusive drunk father comes by to visit him in jail and spits on him not because of the murder, but because he was gay.
His dad literally thinks he's in prison for gay.
I can't. He then proceeds to die in jail, which we're never shown footage of in season 4 and season 3, and there's no funeral. But I mean, he was a giant prick for all 3 seasons, raped the kid, and beat up the guy who he had sucked his cock and got fucked by. But he's gay, so it's okay if he committed several crimes before this one. This all started because a girl killed herself, by the way, in case you forgot. Kill me. We're nearly done. Season 4 of 13 Reasons Why was released on June 5th, 2020. It is by far the worst season this show has had. Messy editing, horrible plot twists, horrible plot choices, terrible dialogue, and too many character relationships we continue to forget about over and over and over. Let's get started with the fact that Monty is now actually confirmed dead, and Clay, our very relatable protagonist,
I write fan fiction,
is now going through even worse than ever before. Reason why I didn't mention it was because it really didn't add much to the story altogether, at least in my perspective. Yes, it's something you can argue by saying, oh, it's the show's way of addressing serious mental health issues, and it does it so perfectly. Okay, if that's the case, clearly you haven't watched Joker, or The Silence of the Lambs, or The Lighthouse. I personally haven't watched many movies on mental health myself, but these movies can be compared much easier to mental health issues rather than what this show and what it tries to do. Which at this point, you just get tired of. You see Clay talk to dead people because of their contracts with Netflix, and they're telling him what they felt when they died. And Monty told him how he died, which makes no sense since it's coming from his own mind. But the plot of this season is around the guy who Monty fucked in bed, whose name was Winston. But yeah, he's trying to find out what really happened and who really killed Bryce Walker since Monty was framed for it. But I'm just wondering, does he not know what he did? Rape, beating up, felonies, manipulation. But nah, he fucked me with a 6 out of 10 cock, so he deserves to get justice. And he was just as annoying as Ani in the last season. It made more people switch sexualities than the Christian conversion camp.
Have you accepted Jesus as your personal savior? Have you accepted Jesus as your personal savior?
The football team, besides Charlie, who we'll get into in a bit, trolls Clay into thinking he killed Bryce or Monty, abuse him by calling him on multiple cell numbers. How did it get all this done? Like, there's no one... Is there no security? Does no one watch what is going on anymore? Is there no cameras? It's fucking 2020. Oh, the hell. This is the 3rd episode and already I want to kill myself. Relationships that don't mean shit because they're so fucking pointless. Alex becomes gay. Charlie becomes gay. Zach gets kissed by Alex. Alex and Winston make out a lot and then stop. Charlie and Alex make out a lot less but have a stable relationship. And some of the events that happen that I'll explain out of context, because if I explain in context, it'll practically leave the same effect to you. There was a fake school shooting where the students were being fucking retarded. Yo, we should run straight ahead at the shooter. And the principal was like, oh yeah, Clay, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's this fake school shooting, obviously. Clay gets angry by that and steals a gun off one of the police officers, gets talked down, puts the gun down, but still gets tackled by the police right away. I laughed so hard at that point because of what was going on in the country at the same time. And the principal being surprised that didn't work. How the fuck did you think that was gonna work? The main characters take college interviews despite all the actors being older than most college graduates, and they still get into private Ivy League schools for no reason despite bombing their interviews.
What do you like most about robots? Making them the robots. Okay.
There's a racist cop who pulls a gun on the fucking students. The kids protest against 7 police officers. There's graffiti saying Monty was framed. The principal's car was blown up. Prom is still going on for some reason.
Hey, look, punish me. Fine. But don't cancel prom. That's not fair.
Claire nearly fucking killed Zach. Parents are tracking their kids. Zach becomes a shit show after Bryce destroys his chances on getting into college on a football scholarship. Jessica dates the guy who has been tormenting Clay throughout the season and knows about it. Justin goes to rehab, becomes addicted again to drugs, and dies of AIDS in the span of like 5 days. Oh, and my throat's getting so fucking raspy. Clay still goes through these poorly executed mental breakdowns. There's a sci-fi scene. Tyler was an undercover cop. Tony became an underground boxer. Clay lost his virginity. It lasted not even 5 seconds inside the sheriff's daughter.
Did you finish?
They all kept saying the same 3 words. Lives fucked up. Monty's sister was in the show but did absolutely nothing except fall head over heels over Tyler. And by the way, she barely even showed any emotion about her brother's death, showing she cared less than all these guys thirsty for Monty's limp dick. Zach and Clay get caught at a college party. Clay gets accused of attempting to rape a girl, even all he was doing was just standing in the room. And then they all graduate despite no one in the show ever going to class. Winston gets told by Alex that he killed Bryce Walker and decides to not report them despite taking up too much screen time to do more stuff. Clay gets thirsted over some girl after his mediocre speech about how life sucks and he lost people to the school. And the writers forgot about Hannah for the past 2 seasons, so they decided to have the cast bury her tapes at the place where Clay nearly jumped off and killed himself. Season 4 summary over. Unironically, this is the best way I could explain it to prove how ridiculous this show has become, and the majority of the white girls watching the show who fell in love with the characters in the first season are totally oblivious on how much scumbags they actually became, with the exception of a few. I was bored out of my mind watching these seasons of trashy high school drama that this show's given me, to the point where I cried once it finished, not because of the melodramatic ending they gave us, but so I can tell the devil in hell to do his worst because I already survived something more terrifying than what I was about to experience.
Did you finish?
Now, if you're thinking of watching a show, don't. It's a dumpster fire of wasted potential, and it's just gonna be something I'm hoping to forget in a couple years. Now, there are many videos going to deeper analysis on how the writing and direction of the show just makes it hurt to watch, but that's not what this video is about. It's mainly about how much of a shame these companies will go to milking off of shows that had the potential to become much more than it became. There are so many different directions they could have taken this story to give new life, similar to the first season, but they wasted it on flashback storytelling, boring mental breakdown scenes, lazy reintroductions of characters that were already dead at that time, etc, etc, etc. I could talk about hours for this. And that's it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching. This took a long time to make, hence the month I was gone to make this. Again, I'm posting a lot more frequently on TikTok, so if you like my style of comedy, you should follow me on TikTok, and everything else down below if you want to. I'm gone now. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all later. Forever.